So, hello to all audience of Métal Zone radio show on Oxygène Radio. We are at La Luciole in Alençon, and we've got the huge pleasure to be with Mr. AYRON Jones. You know him, of course. So, AYRON, thanks a lot for taking time to answer some questions. As I said just before, our first meeting dates back to the release of Child of the State in November 2022 in Rennes, which marked a turning point in your career. How had this kid become a kid evolved in the meantime?
You know, I was actually thinking about this a while ago. I think that for me, it just continuing to try to just desire to be better, you know, continuing to just like dive into my love of music, this love affair I have with music. And I think that was it, you know, and I had to remind myself that, you know, when you're touring, you get so caught up and everything else, and it's such a job at times that you forget how much you love music. And even on this tour, man, I said, you know what, on this tour is the one I want to remind myself, like, how much I love music, you know. And that's what keeps me going, man. That's what's allowed me to grow and become who I am today, you know. Okay, yeah. Cool.
You quickly recorded Chronicles of the Kid. How did you approach the writing process for this album?
I got in the studio with two, knockout songwriters, Marty Frederiksen and Scott Stevens. Really helped me with that, and it really set me up for success. Those guys are great songwriters, and you know they allowed me some space to grow and figure some stuff out, all while putting it down on a record. You know, which I thought was really amazing. So those cats were really a part of that process. Yeah.
Yeah, as you say, you recorded with Nashville musicians and producers who co-wrote the album. Why did you do the choice for this album not record with your touring band?
I didn't really work with my touring band very much at that point. And in terms of writing songs and all that stuff, even, you know, I think Bob was the only person on the record, my first record. So we don't really have a lot of experience writing music together, to be honest with you know. And because we were still on tour, it would have been real hard for me to just go from tour, bring them, you know, pay to have a band come, and it just wouldn't have made financial sense for me at the time. But you know, working with Marty and Scott, though, I mean, really allowed me to do all that. You know, it allowed me to like dive in and get this music done the right way. But you know, for third record though, it's kind of been something on my mind to really get in with the band and try to get down some tracks. You know, with that sound that we've all created and toured together. You know, yeah.
Okay, cool. Regardless of the music and the expressiveness that comes from your voice, the lyrics are very strong. The first single, "Blood in the Water," is undoubtedly the most personal.
Yeah. I'd say so for sure. I mean, they're all personal, but that one probably is the most personal. You know, it was, you know, I was talking about this last night. We were all sitting at the end of the night and reminiscing on this last 2 weeks of tour, and you know, I'm talking to Vic, who's the guitar tech for this run, and he's asked me questions about it, which is like, that song for me is about living out the beauty that my parents couldn't see themselves. You know, my dad and mom, you know, struggled their whole lives with their identities and figuring out who they were, almost lost in life, you know, and so here I am, you know, successful in life and living through my identity, but I wouldn't have one without them. So I try to live through the beauty that they couldn't see in themselves, you know.
The word is certainly fashionable, but is Chronicle of a Kid is an album about resilience.
Certainly, it's about resilience. I mean, that's definitely an ongoing thing. My music is resilience and perseverance. You know, making sure that we can still just keep going. You know, like I think a lot of people ask me the question. They say, "How did you make it?" And I say, you know, I just kept going. That's all I say. I just kept going. I kept at it. I always had an empty cup approach. You know. And that I never wanted to approach anything with the assumption that I was knew it already. I already knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Many African American artists have denounced police violence, of course, and these repeating stories. Is your song "My America" part of this movement?
I wouldn't say "My America" necessarily is about that per se. Like, it would not necessarily But it's definitely a part of the observation. You could say that. I think my America more is about my love affair with my country. How much I love my country despite its problems and its differences, and how much I'm reminded every time I go tour, as beautiful as France is and as beautiful as this country and the people are, I'm always reminded of what makes my country special when I get back. And so my America really is about how much I love America. Even though it's got all these problems and issues and things like that.
Your songs tackle very hard and very dark subjects, but always with a glimmer of optimism, like Stroman, for example. You agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you always got to have a glimmer of hope. Some kind of hope's got to be in there, I like talking about some dark things for sure, but in the sense that, like I said, it's always an observation of what I'm going through, because music is just a reflection of each other's consciousness, And so I think straw man is really a reflection of that level of consciousness. When I say you can burn me like a straw man, I'm really talking about the lynchings and the things the kind of things that my people have been through in America, African American people have been through in America, and being able to still continue on. That really is a song about perseverance.
So you recently participated on a TV show, very well known in France, Taratata, presented by Nagui, in which you did a duet with Sharon Tenarel, singer from Within Temptation. How did you meet her?
I met her through my publicist and Wally actually, kind of introduced her to me, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, the biggest challenge for that show for us was having met in like an hour before the show started, and rehearsing and trying to find a way to play this song together. So it was tough, man. We'd never rehearsed together, and we made it work. Which it came out really awesome. And I come to find out she has lots of fans all over the country and the world, man.
Yeah, that was cool. I watched it, and that was very cool. So the world has been in turmoil for 2-3 years now, particularly the conflicts in Ukraine, Israel, Palestine. What view or analysis do you have on this unstable world, and do you think that your own country, America, is doing what is necessary to maintain democracy in the world at all costs?
My observation of what's going on in the world right now, I just think we're all entering into our own realities right now, and unfortunately, some of us haven't quite made it yet. We haven't quite made it to a certain level of consciousness in order for us to change our realities. And so, if America is doing its best, that's hard to say. America is such a complicated place. With many different facets. Yeah, and it's a balance too. Like we, for instance, like our relationship with China is very complicated. Yeah. You could say they're one of our adversaries, but we do a lot of business with them. And so we have to kind of teeter on this kind of world of like, we're going to invade Taiwan. Well, we really don't want you guys invading Taiwan. Well, what are you going to do about it? We don't really know what we're going to do about it. We really don't want you to do that. Please don't do it. So we don't want to, we're not going to, we're not going to go to war with China, but we're far past that point with war, when it comes to China. And I even think with Russia, I don't know if we're going to see modern wars with these superpowers. Like we purport, like we always see, we say, oh, we're going to go to war with these superpowers. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're too involved with business with each other for that to happen. But I think that it's more important that the people themselves of each country realize that there are more of us than there are of people in the power, and that we are the ones that are truly in power, despite where you're sitting or who you are or what you have in your hands right now. That you are truly the power cell of this country.
Okay, thank you. I agree with that. What are the 5 albums that particularly inspired you?
Question, man. 5 albums. I'd probably say Bad by Michael Jackson, right? In Utero would be another album that inspired me. Maggot Brain, I think, would definitely be an inspirational record for me. What's another one? I'd say Evil Empire by Rage Against the Machine is another one. And then Audio Slave by Audio Slave, yep. Another one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Very cool. With your growing success, and especially in France, because you're more and more well-known and appreciated in our country, and being on tour a lot, is it difficult to reconcile with your role as a husband and as a dad?
Sometimes it can be, but it's for me. I think I don't know. It actually even makes it. It enhances it. You know, it's like every time I come home, I'm reminded of how special it is because, like, you know, I get out on the road and I live my road life. You know, but when I come home and I get to just sit and be with my kids, my family, and kind of see the happiness and how the puzzle all fits together when I'm home. It makes it that much more special, you know. So if anything, it just draws contrast to the differences in life, and it just brings that much more joy when I get back, you know. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so this is the last show of the I don't know, of the European tour. Yeah, of the European tour. What are the future plans for AYRON JONES after this French tour? I suppose touring again. Yeah.
I got some big tours coming up. I'm gonna keep touring, and I got some tours with Dayseeker in the U.S. and Stained. I've got some festivals I'm playing there, and I come right back here to France in June. Okay. And we just keep the ball rolling, you know. We got some cool stuff in the works right now. I'm going back in the studio, start working on a new record, you know, all that kind of stuff.
So very busy.
Yeah, I try to stay busy, man. Stay busy.
Cool. Okay, Aaron, to conclude this interview, did you have something to add and some words for your French fans?
Thank you for the co-creation, you know. Thank you for allowing me the space to exist in your world and vice versa. Thank you for existing in mine. And I hope that we continue to create some beautiful things together.
Cool. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for being here, for being what you are. Thank you very much. This was AYRON JONES on Métal Zone, Oxygène Radio. Wish you, of course, a lot of good things for the future, for you, for your friends, for your family. And as I say always at the end in the interview, don't forget to laugh every day. It's important. Thank you, Aaron. Bye-bye.